floor always intersects or touches the exterior egress. And that creates this kind of seemingly random, not quite rotation, as each floor always leaves half the floor open to above, half the floor open to above, and also kisses where the outdoor terrace and staircase is. So then the rest of the space is actually naturally ventilated, where together with the manufacturers we developed the most slender possible system for having the natural ventilation integrated in the ordinary facade. We wanted to minimize the amount of structure because we're always shifting directions. So the structure is essentially, instead of having a core in the middle, the entire building is always half structure and half transparent. And that creates these so-called mega beams that are almost 4 meters tall and 20 meters long. And they also always rest on each other. So you can see this kind of interweaving in the corner. They solve this kind of impossible puzzle that it's roughly a checker pattern where you have solid, open, but because there's 7 modules of 20, 2020, 2020, 20, 2020, it doesn't resolve because you can't split 7 in 2. But then because of the triangular piece that is empty on one side and solid on the other side, that kind of exterior stair actually solves what would otherwise be impossible. We placed one Scandinavian granite or marble from Sweden and Norway. There's talks about Danish granite from Bornholm, but there are no open quarries. But essentially, so you have one little column that halves the span in 2, placed in the middle, and the column is always oriented by the beam that it's carrying. So it looks like the columns are sort of spinning around, but basically they're always just aligned with the beam that they hold. And finally, the mega beams on the outside, the cross beams in the middle, are carrying the double T-decks, which is essentially this prefabricated, pre-tensioned standard from when you make warehouses or industrial spaces that allows you to make an incredibly dramatic span with very little height and very little material. And essentially, so everything you end up seeing is somehow pedagogical in the sense that you can understand how this mega beam rests on this mega beam. This beam in the middle spans in between, and the span is half. We insert the acoustic regulation between the elements. It's upcycled plastic from bottles that is color matched to the concrete, and as a result, we then leave all of the materials as they are.